Imagine spending $28,000 and you don't even have a PPL to show for. Because if there's one question that you should ask before you join a flight school is, do they kick you out if you fail any evaluations or state checks? Whether it's Part 61 or 141, it doesn't really matter. Just ask them. Do they kick you out if you fail too many state checks or too many evaluations? School that I was going to, the turnaround ratio was like 80% fail rate and 20% pass rate. If you fail too many evaluations, too many state checks, they would just kick you out. And you could potentially leave there with $30,000 in debt, $40,000 in debt, and have nothing to show for it, not even a private pilot license. So yeah, I think that's the most important question you could ask. I'm not going to make this video any longer than it needs to be. Also, just have realistic time frames, realistic timelines of when it is that you're going to finish. It took me 9 months to get my PPL. All my flight instructors were like timing out. They were getting closer to the 1,500 hours. Others got better opportunities at different schools in different states that they preferred to live at, so they would move out. So I ran through about 14 different flight instructors just to get my PPL. So many different factors might impede you from getting your licenses as fast as some of the other students. So just keep that in mind, that you might have started school with a student and they might be pushing through everything because just so happens that their slots are at 6 a.m. in the morning and they're able to fly every day before the weather gets a little bit crappy towards noon. Or all the planes they're on have no maintenance issues, or their flight instructors availability is a little bit better and they might just breeze through the program and be done with everything within a year and a half, and you might be in it 2 years and you're just finishing up. So most flight schools are gonna promise you that you can get everything done within a year, and it is realistic if you're able to be flexible, if you don't have a job, if you don't have kids, stuff like that. If you're able to be flexible, then you can get everything done within a year. But realistically, a 19-year-old with no responsibilities might be able to study 6, 7, 8 hours a day. When if you got to go to work, or maybe you have a kid or you have other responsibilities, you might only be able to study 2 hours a day. Don't feel bad and don't discourage yourself by setting an unrealistic time frame. So if they don't tell yourself I'm going to be done with everything within a year, and then that year comes around and you disencourage yourself and you start to think, maybe this is not for me. All of those thoughts. And you could take me as an example. I started paying for everything out of pocket after private, so it took me 3 years to go from zero all the way to CFI. So if you get done if you get done before 3 years, then you beat me to the punch. Also, the hours, you only need 40 hours to get your private pilot license. If it takes you 100 hours to get it, don't get disencouraged. If you have 150 hours, don't get disencouraged, because somebody who's flying 5 times, 6, 7 times a week is going to be able to retain a lot of that information, and their maneuvers are going to be on point, versus somebody who's flying once a week, once every other week, once every 3 weeks, once a month, is not going to be able to keep up with that information. As they go, they're going to have to relearn a lot of it. So if it takes you 2 years to get your private pilot license, it's not unheard of. A lot of people, it takes them that long. It took me 9 months to get mines, and I was pretty much ready to fly every single day. Imagine if I was working full time and I wasn't able to fly every single day. That 9 months would have probably took me 2 years. So don't get disencouraged if it's taking you a little bit longer than other people, or if it's taking you a lot longer. Don't be disencouraged. But don't forget, the number one question you should ask is, do they kick people out for failing too many evals?